All right, let's crush the Sudoku. This one's called Keep It Short by Physicist from Funin. Normal Sudoku rules apply. We got the digits 1 through 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Turquoise, orange thermometers restrict only even, odd digits. So turquoise ones are even, orange ones are odd. Digits of the unrestricted parity can go anywhere and in any order on a thermometer. I don't know what that means. Okay, so on a turquoise thermometer, even digits strictly increase. Orange thermometer, odd digits increase from bulb to tip. So this is the lowest digit, and then they go up from there. Orange is odd. Oh, they only restrict even and odd digits. So digits of the unrestricted parity can go anywhere in any order on the thermometer. That seems really difficult. So the numbers on this thermometer don't necessarily increase if they aren't the specified parity. And orange is odd. So I was thinking because orange was odd that we had to put the 5 odd numbers on this, but that's not true at all. It just means that the odd digits that are on this thermometer go in order from lowest to highest, and the even numbers can just do whatever they want. So these thermometers don't even tell you very much. This is kind of wild. Thermometers are strictly dominated by digits of the restricted parity. A 6-cell orange thermometer must have at least 4 odd digits. So okay, so more than half. Are we saying more than half? Strictly dominated is an odd way to phrase that. I think we're saying more than half of the cells on the thermometer have to be the restricted parity. More than half. So okay, so any 2-cell thermometer has to be only the restricted parity, because that's the only way it can be more than half on a 2-cell. Like it can't be 1 and 1, because that would be half. And I think what this is saying is that it can't be half of the numbers on the thermometer. Tricky rule set, but I think we'll figure it out. Okay, cool. So at least 3 of these numbers have to be odd, but at least 3 of these numbers have to be even. Maybe that's more helpful, because that's more than half of this. All right. Well, there's only 4 even digits, and these are even 2-cell thermometers. So every single even digit from all of these columns is coming just from these. So I guess I'll just start coloring odd and even. I think I'll just go blue and orange, I guess. So blue cells are even, orange cells are odd. So these are entirely even. So every other cell in these columns has to be odd. So I don't know if it's worth flagging all of that, but I'm gonna do it, I guess. Orange. Ooh, okay, so that's interesting. So I know the odd digit on that one. Like this thermometer could have maximum 1 orange digit, and this is it. I've proved that by this column logic. So the rest of these are absolutely blue. And there's only 4 even digits, so we only have a couple options, because these have to increase going this way. So this one can only be 2 or 4. This one could be 4 or 6. This one could be 6 or 8. But there's no way that, like, if this is a 4, this has to go 6, 8. There's no other way that would work. All right, now one of these has to be blue, and it's the other one of these. And then the other one is orange. So I only have, but I'm going to have 4 orange digits on here. So the same thing, I don't know where they're going. This is absolutely orange, because I'm going to have a blue digit on here. Is that not true? No, this doesn't have to be orange. This could be blue, I think, still. Okay, every single cell here has to be this. So this is orange. I guess I'll color this. So these are all orange. This is orange as well. Wow. Okay, so I've got 5 orange digits in here. So these are all blue. I've got 5 orange cells in this row. So these are all blue. This is going to be blue. It's the last cell in the box. We have 5 oranges. And these could be either, I think, still. So probably something similar happening down here. All of these are orange for sure. All of these are all orange. 5 orange cells tells me these are all blue. Now I've got 4 blues in the column, so these are orange. These 2 are orange as well. All right, so I mean, I'm just going to color the entire grid, I guess, and then figure it out from there. Okay, so yeah, so these are all orange as well because I have these rows have their 4 blues in them, so these are all orange. Okay, so I did prove that this was orange. So now, oh, I need a 5th orange in the box. Yeah, so this is orange, and this is blue. And I think this can just be whatever, right? Like typically if it was on the tip of the thermometer, it would have to be a pretty high value, but I think the directions are saying digits from unrestricted parity can go anywhere in any order on the thermometer. Yeah, I think that means that this could just be whatever it wants to be, which is probably pretty freeing for it. Okay, but these numbers have to increase and are odd, so there's only 1 degree of freedom for each of these. This could be a 1 or a 3, this could be a 3 or a 5, this could be a 5 or a 7, this could be a 7 or a 9. Because if I make this a 3, this has to be 5, 7, 9, and that's the only way that's going to fit. And if I make this a 7, then this has to go 5, 3, 1. So only 2 possible values for each one of those. But there is still a little wiggle room. All right, so these are blue. All of these are just definitely blue, right? No, the ones down there are not. Wait, let me take a look at this. Blue, blue. So one of these has to be orange, but this one has to be blue. Yeah, so these are the only ones that we have a little bit of wiggle room for odd even at least. All right, so how do I break into this thing? So I've got 2 thermos here. This number has to be higher than this number. Is that useful? Or maybe it's this that is the problem. Like this definitely has to be from 2, 4, 6, right? So does that make this an 8? This can't be an 8. Yeah, okay. These can't be 8s because I've got them labeled and they're not 8s. This can't be an 8 because I don't have a higher even number to put here. So this has to be an 8. That's the only place 8 could go in the box. Is there some restriction on this? Yeah, probably. Maybe not. This probably has to be 1 or 3 because none of these can be 1. But so one of these is a 1 because you can't. So these are the higher value on their thermometers, and there's no lower number than 1. So one of these is definitely a 1. This is interesting. I don't know how this is just going to pop off at some point. All right, these are the tips of thermometers. Can I use like similar logic here? I already used the 8. An 8. So is the question like where can 2 go? Yeah, 2 can't go in either one of these, so 2 has to go here because there's no number lower than 2, so I wouldn't have a number to put here if I put it in either of these spots. So this is a 2. And these are 4, 6, which means one of these has to be a 2. Which means one of these has to be a 2, which means that this one can't be a 2, which means that this is a 4 or a 6. This can't be a 2, so yeah, one of these is a 2. The other one probably has to be a 4, right? Yeah, neither of these can be 8, so this one has to be 8. Okay, interesting. So 2, 4, 6 coming from here. Whichever one of these is a 4 has to go with the 2, and whichever one of these is a 6. Yeah, so this has to be a 6, right? I can't put 6, and at this point I can't put 6 in either of these because I would need an 8 in one of these. So this is a 6 to finish the row. And then these are 2, 4. I don't know which way it goes. Something's happening. Little something, not a whole lot. This number is just whatever these are not. Okay, again, 8. So 8, I can't put 8 in either one of these. I can't put 8 in either one of these either. So the tips of the thermometers have to be 8s because the bulbs can't be 8s. So both of these are 8s. Now these tips can't be 8s. So they have to be 4, 6. And this is going to have to be a 2. Because you can't put 2s in the tips. And we already put an 8 in the tip. So these are 4, 6. Making this a 2 for the last even number in the column. 6 has to go here because it can't go in either one of these. Yeah, same pretty symmetrical logic happening here. So these are 2, 4. Okay. Some progress being made. 2, 4 pair makes this a 6, which makes this an 8. I have a 6 looking at this, so this is a 4, this is a 2. Oh yeah, okay, these are all just done. Okay, 4, 6, 4, 2, 6, 4. Awesome. So the even number is just cranked out. This is a 4. This is now a 2. 4, 4. So this is a 4. A Sudoku. This is a 2. Oh no. Could this be blue? Yeah, this could be blue. So this could be a 2. One of those is a 2. Okay, let's get away from these boxes where I don't know what's going on. So these are 2, 6. These are 4, 2. What? Well, no, not 4, 2. 4, 8. These are 2, 8. So now 2's got to go on one of these. I'm going to be able to place this. These are, yeah, this is a 6. 6, 6. We have a 6 here. And these are 2, 8. Okay. That's a lot of even numbers at this point. Okay, so 6 can't go in there. So 6 is in one of these two. 4 can't go in there. 4 is in one of these two. Alright, got to figure out how to break into the odds. So is it like a high? Yeah, it must be a high value thing. Yeah, so I have bulbs all the way across this row. So 9 can't go in any of these. It must go in this. Nope, no, not a similar thing happening up here. Yeah, because now 9 can't go here, and the rest of these are bulbs. So this has to be a 9. And then is it going to be a tips thing? Yep. Okay, so 1 can't go in the tips of any, so it has to go here, and then that does this bulb, so this can't be a 1, and this is a 1. So I had that pencil marked from before. 1, 1, this is a 1. Unfortunate that doesn't do anything for me here. Do I get any 9 action? One of these has to be a 9. Oh, this has to be a 9, right? Yeah, because in this box, my only option for a 9 other than this cell is this, and it can't go on a bulb, so this is a 9. I'm just going to put a 9 on one of these. There's only 3 numbers left in this column. There's 3, 7, 3, 5, 7, the middle odd digits. I guess I'll pencil mark that, 3, 5, 7. This can't be a 3 at this point because I need a lower number on the thermometer. So this is a 5 or a 7. Pretty strong likelihood that's a 3, but I don't know. I guess so. 3, 5, 7 in this box. Yeah. Can I not put 7? Oh, I could put 7 here and 9 here. Can't put 7 here though. I think I just figured out that these are 3, 7. This can't be a 7 and can't be a 3. No, wait. No, this can't be a 7. Okay, well, let me label this again. So 3, 5, 7. This digit, this can't be a 3 because I need a digit lower than it. So this can't be a 3 and this can't be a 7. Okay, so now, so these two can't be 1. So 1's coming from one of these two. 3, 5, 7, 9. So 9's in one of these. I don't know if I'd mentioned that. I feel like it's Sudoku probably, but I don't know. I might have done all the Sudoku actually. Alright, 8 is in one of these two. I don't know if that's useful. Am I going to be able to get a pair down here somehow? 2 is in one of these two. It doesn't seem helpful. Alright, so this is 3 or 5 because it can't be a 7, it can't be a 1 or 9. So this is 3 or 5. So this is a 3, 5 pair. So this is a 7, 9 pair. I don't know if that's good for anything, but throw it in there. Okay, so these are, oh awesome. Okay, so these are 3, 5. Now this is 7. Okay, that doesn't do anything here, but this is a 3, 5 pair here, which means that this can't be 3 or 5. So this is either 7 or 9. Because even if I put a 3 here, that makes this a 5, and this can't be a 5. So this is 7 or 9. One has to go in one of these two, and the other one is whatever this isn't. So these are 1, 3, 5. I can mark that in, I guess. Does that mean, can one of these be a 3? Yeah, I think it can, right? Yeah, I don't see why that's a problem. Wherever the 1 is, the other one could be a 3. And I would make this a 5, and then I would just have to put a 7 in the other one, or a 9. It really feels, I feel like I thought this was going to happen way easier for me, and I'm having a really hard time kind of figuring out how that works. I feel like I've done all the even number logic that I can, so I feel like it must be odd stuff. I don't know where I'm going though. If this is a 3, I have to put 3 here. So I maximize all these. These go 5, 7, 9. There's a 1 here. This would be a 3. If I put a 1 here, this is way less restricted. I could drop any of the other numbers out and I could go here. Is there a reason why a 3 can't go here though? If there is, I don't see it. One of these is going to have to be a 7, which is going to put a 9 in one of these. So one of these is a 7, 9 pair. Okay, this can't be 9. So one of these is 9. which means that one of these is 7. If this went 7, 9, then this would be a 7 and this would be a 9. So if this is 7, this is 9, this is 9, this is 9. Okay, so I just said one of these has to be a 7, right? So that's, I guess, worth pencil marking. A little bit more difficult with these being, like one of these is definitely a 9, but I like using these corner marks for box logic. Like I know that in this box, the 7 goes here. And that's not as useful here because it's in 2 separate boxes. There might be something there. Logic was flowing a little bit there. If this one's 7, 9, I don't see why that matters. If we put a 9 in one of these, there would be a 9 here. Wait a second, what did I do? No, that's not true at all. If this one went 7, 9, there would be a 9 here. So if this was a 7, this would be a 9, this would be a 9. This would be a 9. One of these two would have to be a 9. I can't see why any of that's doing anything. What am I missing here? So 1 has to be in one of these two. So 1 also has to be in one of these two. So this is a 1, 7 pair. That's got to be helpful. Okay. So the 1 in this box has to be in one of these 2 cells, which means that 1 can't go here. 1 can't go here either. So 1 has to go in one of these 2. So these are 1 and 7. Which means this is a 3 or a 5. Is this really not going to help me? This can't be a 3, can't be a 1. So this is, and it can't be a 9. So this is a 5 or a 7. So now I have a 5, 7 pair here. So these are 3, 9, which I think I probably, no, I didn't know that. But so these are 3 or 9. Okay, so there's some stuff happening here. How did I just make that happen? Is there anything similar happening up here? Because of 1? No. Oh, 9 in the column is forced. I have 3, 5, 5, 7, 1, 3. 9 can't go here because there's a 9 here. This is a 9, which makes this a 1. 9, 1. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything for this. This number still could be 3, 5, or 7, right? Man, that really just doesn't make any progress. Thought I was doing something there. Alright, well now 1 has to go in one of these 2, I guess. 1, 7, so these, I still don't know where the, like, I can't figure out odd even in these 2. One of these 2 has to be a 1. Okay, so now I've got an X-wing of 1s. So the 1s from these 2 columns are coming from these 4 squares. So 1 has to go in one of these 2. Still could be either 1, I think. So 1 has to go in one of these in the column. I don't know which one. So this is either 4 or 6. Is that useful at all? So the 2 has to go here. I wouldn't think so. So this is 4 or 6. That probably knows something about this cell. Yeah, this is either 4 or 6. What am I missing here? Gotta get this done. How long has this 9 been looking here? Is this gonna do something? 7, 9. No? It's not going to do anything. This is a 9. Okay, so that's going to do the whole thermo. 7, 5, 3, 3, 7. Come on. There's got to be more. Does this have to be a 7? No. One of these 2 does. There's got to be more. Okay, this is a 9. Okay. This is a 3. So this is a 1. So this is a 7. So this is a 9. Come on. Keep going. This is a 5. So this is a 7. So this is a 3. This is a 5. Which makes this a 7. I had that flagged off. This is a 1. This could still be a 3 or a 5. So this is a 3-5 pair, which makes this a 1. Which makes this a 1. Which makes this probably anything. It's 3 or 5. This is 3 or 5. I don't know anything about 3s and 5s up here. 3s and 5s can just go anywhere, all willy-nilly like. Okay, that was huge. That was an absolutely massive. I think I just found this 9 pretty recently, but gotta look for Sudoku stuff. All right, so where am I at now? So 1 is telling me that this is a 1. It would appear. This is not a 1. Am I done with 1s? I think I'm done with 1s. Okay, This is a 3 or a 5. 3s and 5s are annoying. I feel like I don't have a single 3 and 5 in the puzzle. So I have 3 and 5 here. So 5 down here. 5 could go anywhere across the bottom row. So maybe I have the bottom. Okay. Wait, 3 here? Yeah, I can just put 3s and 5s everywhere. Okay. So what else? I'm so close to done with this. Let's just finish this thing off. So these are 3, 5, 7. There's a 7 here. One of these has to be a 7. It can't be this one. So this is a 7. This is 3 or 5. Still need 5 and 7 in this. So in this column. So this is a 5, which makes this a 7. 3, 5 here. So this is a 3 or a 5, I think. It's got a 3, 5 pair here. So the can't go in this column. I have a 3, 5 in the row. So this is a 3 or a 5, which means it's not a 2. Which means this is a 2. Which means this is a 6, which means this is an 8, this is a 2, this is a 4, this is an 8. How do I get down here? 3, 5, 3, 5, this is what? So this is the even, this is a 4. That's going to do some stuff. 4, 4, maybe not. This just can't be a 4. And that didn't do anything across here either. 4s. I have all the 4s done down here. The 2 must be doing something, right? No, the 2, 6. Yeah, 6 has to go here. Okay. 6, 2, 6, 8, 2. I think I did that backwards. Yeah. So this should be a 2. This should be an 8. This is an 8. This is the last odd number, which is a 9. Uh-oh. What's going on with these 3s and 5s? How am I going to straighten these out? There's a 3 or a 5 looking at one of these. I don't know which one it is, though. Could be multiple, honestly. What straightens this out? Wait, 3? Like, I don't see any of the thermometers doing anything. Oh, there's a 5 looking here. All right, 3. This is going to do the whole thing, right? 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. We got through it, dude. We got through it. A little bit of a trudge there towards the end. Fun. I thought it was fun for a while, but then just got a little stuck, dude. We got a little stuck, but we powered through. There it is. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.